They kept calling me Tajdar, and when they remember your character's name as you've really touched their heart. The fact is that everybody at any part of their career, wherever they must be, are facing problems, and all of us are, and we're all trying to cross those problems. Hi, this is Taha Shah Badussha for Brut.
What was the best and the worst part about shooting for Paro?
Well, I think the best part about shooting Paro would have to be, मैं हमेशा से एक ऐसी कहानी करना चाहता था जहाँ पर I get to play a very rural man, a very earthly connected man from the deep roots of India. So this gave me an opportunity, and I feel कि मेरे लिए वो बहुत ही क्या बोलते हैं खुशी की बात है, क्योंकि that's not how people normally see me. So that I guess is the best part, and the worst part is that हमने बहुत ही जल्दी शूटिंग ख़त्म कर दी. हमने एक्चुअली 16 या 17 दिन में हमने फिल्म ख़त्म कर दी. So I think that's the sad part.
And how do people see you generally?
Like this.
Okay, from your early days in 2011 when you debuted, to Heeramandi in 2024 and Paro now, how do you view your evolution as an actor?
I've always maintained my education in the craft of acting. I think I have gotten such incredible teachers, gurus along the way who have shared their experiences and their learnings with me, and I feel that over the years I have become a fan of acting, like just the whole process of acting. And so I think over the years, each film, each series, each interaction with different actors, observing them, observing other humans, being to Cannes, being here and there, I think overall it just shapes you as a human being. You start understanding humans better, psychology of humans, and that's how I think it helps.
And do you think you're still seen as somewhat of a newcomer?
Yeah, which is great.
Why is that?
Because I am a newcomer. I hope to bring in something fresh every time, so I should be a newcomer every time.
I think it was a revelation for a lot of people to know that the Taj in Heeramandi has been around for a bit. What do you think about that? Like, you have been around, but I think your discovery happened on a wider scale with Heeramandi last year. So what do you think of this?
Of what?
Of this journey, of
my journey?
Yeah.
I think there's a learning curve for everybody. कुछ लोगों को जल्दी मिल जाता है, कुछ लोगों को बाद में मिलती है. तो पर मुझे लगता है कि you can't compare your journey to anybody else's journey, but know it that the fact is that everybody at any part of their career, wherever they must be, are facing problems, and all of us are, and we're all trying to cross those problems. We're all in the same boat. It's just we reach at different times, and I guess this journey has made me realize that hard work pays off. It makes me realize that sometimes I used to do things that was not the regular way of doing things, and then I would judge myself, but then it worked. So then is it because of that? Is it because of timing? Is it because there is no right answer? My mom's blessings, there's no right answer. What has to happen will happen. I just believe now that put your head down, work hard, because my mom always says, work hard, it will happen, has to happen. There's no way not happen.
Did you always want to be an actor?
I don't know if it was, I never knew acting as such. Till I was about 10 or 11, I think, I thought that what was happening on screen was real. And I'm like, didn't this guy pass away in the last film? How is it? What's this guy doing? How did he come back? So yeah, so I think that I believed in the suspension of disbelief that films take us in. And I think I've tried my best to keep all those childlike qualities, caged in me, keeping it in me, don't losing it. Yeah.
But how did acting happen?
How did it happen? It happened because, see, I was always somebody who liked to be on stage, but उस वक्त हमारे पास कोई opportunity थी नहीं वहाँ पे UAE में. So what we did was basically we used to, I started doing modeling, and then from there I started doing some business. But fortunately or unfortunately, the financial crisis which happened in my life, it actually taught me a lesson that I had no skill. कि मैंने अपने ऊपर कभी काम नहीं किया था. I mean, I was running behind money, or whatever I was trying to do to earn, but I was never working on myself. So फिर मैंने decide किया कि I need to do something where I get to work on myself always. And acting is that answer to that. But the kick on my butt, which made me go into acting, was my mom. She actually, when I shared this with her, she was the complete believer, a complete supporter. And in fact, she's the one who dragged me out of my room when a month later after I told her, and she said, what happened? I said, I'm being stupid. Then she said, no, come with me. She dragged me all the way to New York Film Academy in Abu Dhabi, signed me up, left me, and made me start in 2 days. And that's how my acting journey started.
Okay, and what was this 1 month that you briefly mentioned just now?
The 1 month I went 2 weeks to Canada to meet my brother because I was depressed. I was going through real mental trauma because of losing in the financial crisis. So I didn't know what to do with my life. I thought I was completely useless. So I went to see my brother, and I shared what I wanted to do, and he said, if your heart wants it, man, go for it. I'll take care of the rest. I love my brother. All right. So I guess that's where I came back. But then, yaar, courage chahiye yaar. मतलब आप ऐसे उठ के थोड़ी आ जाओगे actor बनने के लिए. So I guess I was scared. I was very scared, and that's that 1 month of just fear.
What kind of inhibitions did you have about acting, about getting into this career?
At that time,
Yeah.
to be honest, I didn't know much. I just knew that I wanted to go there, but I didn't know anybody to guide me as to how you should start, what you should do. So yeah, I guess Google Zindabad.
And have you grown up in UAE?
Yeah, I was born and brought up in UAE. My whole life's been there. My school, college, dropped out of university, but yeah. So my whole life.
When did you come to India?
2011.
Oh, is that the year you also debuted?
Yeah. So I came it was end of 2010, and then randomly, like within 3-4 months, I got the film, and then I was studying in India as well. So I was studying acting, different institutes, but I got the film, and one thing led to another.
Can you recount a memorable fan encounter?
Too many. There's too many, and it's the most sweetest encounters. Actually, you see behind us, there's a bunch of pavilions that side, and I remember I was standing at the India pavilion, and I think I was having a conversation with somebody, and all of a sudden I hear shrieking voices, like girls shrieking, all right? And then I see these three beautiful, what do you call that? What were they wearing? They were crowned. They were Miss Norwegian.
The sash.
The sachet?
Something.
I don't know. The sash, right. So they're wearing that, and they're wearing the tiara, and they're shrieking, and they're running towards me. And when they came here, they couldn't speak anything. Then they were crying, and I think it's the sweetest thing because they kept calling me Tajdar, and you know, when they remember your character's name as you've really touched their heart, you know. And just looking at that emotion, I think is just so blessed, so blessing, so much blessings.
And reflecting on your journey, what would you say was a turning point for you? On your acting, on your career?
Heeramandi is my restart, to be honest, and it's all thanks to Mr. Bhansali, who, man, you know, when you're nowhere, and then all of a sudden, the god of cinema comes and, you know, he kind of like puts his Midas finger on you. I mean, that's a blessing. So thank you, sir.
Did it put a lot of things in motion for you, as in getting more projects, etc.?
It's put my life into motion. I mean, yeah.
Did you feel you've been misunderstood or typecast in the industry at any point?
I mean, it's not about typecast because of, I mean, you see, if you do it, there's two things. One is you keep doing a certain kind of role and then you get typecast, all right? Second is because you're not really well known yet, but then you have a certain feature, right? You have a certain way of handling yourself or standing or whatever. So people already slot you in certain things that your body language, your face kind of represents. You might be able to do something very different, but right now, because not people know you and you don't have that fan following, so you will be selected according to what your body type and your face type is. So no, I don't think I've been stereotyped as such because I haven't done so many consistent kind of roles. I've always tried to do something different, that's one. So yeah, hopefully now that Heeramandi has come out and Paro has garnered a lot of recognition over here, let's see where it takes us.
And when you ventured out to become an actor, how did you envision what your career would look like? And does it look like that right now? You know,
हम लोग उस वक्त I think जब पहले जब हमारी हम when we have our initial dream, I think till date, but especially then, you are very unrealistic. You don't like to look at the world in a practical way. My brother always said, man, you're not practical. I said, yeah, I don't want to be practical. You know what I mean? I want to be impractical. I want to be unreasonable. You know? So I think at that point of time, you think you're going to achieve everything like this, and then life will come and smack you across the face, right? And then you got to understand oh, why? What did I do? So then you have to start learning, you have to start growing. So I think I'm in a better place than when I envisioned, because at that point of time, I didn't know who I was going to become as a person inside. And today I know which direction I want to go in, and as a holistic view, and not as, mujhe star banna hai. I mean, it's more than that now.
What put you out of that so-called impractical view towards?
What put me out?
What brought you out of that impractical view?
No, nobody brought me out of the impractical. Even till date, I said that's like 100-fold. Right now, with your experiences of life, you actually kind of understand, okay, practical and unrealistic, right? And be unreasonable. So I think that I lean towards this way, but I also have that in the backing. Before, I didn't have that.
Okay. And how do you strike a balance between authenticity and managing a public image?
Authenticity is the public image. If you go against that, then I mean, it's not about how you. I think you have to be yourself. I don't know how to say that. Everybody says this and that, but the only way to be true to yourself is basically have blinders and not listen to the naysayers and just follow your intuition and your heart. And if that's you, man, that's authentic.
And how important do you think PR is for an actor in today's industry?
I think PR is important in every industry and every point of time. But at this day and age, because we have so many avenues for marketing and putting yourself out there, and now that AI has come in, right? I mean, it's time that you use technology for your betterment, and you also start using, right now the borders have been blurred across the globe. Everybody wants to do or collab with people across the globe. So PR is the most important at this point of time, and the right PR. You know what I mean? You should let your work speak, and then just don't do weird PR.
How does AI help?
वो मेरे plans है, वो मैं नहीं बता सकता.
Okay. कभी ऐसे moments हुए when media or PR narratives don't align with your truth?
No. Media loves me. I'm blessed. I'm बहुत सारे लोग बहुत चीज़ें बोलते हैं, you have to plan and talk. यार honest बनो यार, and talk to you and greet you and really don't have ego, man, come on. You know what I mean? So media has, before Heeramandi even, and especially after Heeramandi, of course, with more recognition, more people know you, which is great. But the media people have always been very nice to me, especially all the paps, all the people. Yeah, I'm blessed. Thank you, paps.
And with social media, do you think actors now have more control over their image or less?
I think it's a mix of both. I think because there's so many people around you, anybody can hold a camera at any point of time, take out anything, shoot anything. So can they control that? That's not controllable. But what you try to put out into the world and try and help people or whatever you want to do, put out entertainment, pushing that out in a controlled manner, that's on you.
That's all from me. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah. So I'm getting an award tomorrow.
Okay.
For I'm getting an award. It's basically being the most influential actor of the year, which is great because it's my first ever award here in Europe, and I'm privileged and I'm honored, and so I hope that next year I can actually even get an award for my film, which would be here. So let's see.
And who's giving the award?
It's a brand called WEBA, and it's happening there at the Majestic.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for talking to Brut.
Thank you for talking to me.